Your voice, your opinion, your community. Fact TV, free speech, protected.
Are you sick of looking at Netflix and you don't know what to watch?
So many movies out there, you don't know which ones are good, which ones were bad.
You curious about what's out there?
I'm Joey Powers.
I'm Don Trettler.
This is the best pictures.
The ones you don't want to miss.
Hit it. Say hello to my little friend.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Winners go home and prom queen.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I don't deserve this. Deserves got nothing to do with it. No sequel for you.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of The Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Trettler. Welcome to the show.
We have an interesting concept, I guess, for a movie review this week. We're talking about movies we saw the first time, and then we liked it better when we saw it the second time.
Because sometimes, we're movie guys. We'll watch movies more than once.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the old days, and once I watched a movie, that was it. I would never watch it again because I remembered it really specifically. But now I'm getting old and feeble-minded, and I have to watch movies several times, even if I liked them the first time around.
I mean, and some of them, they're just fun. You know, you just want to watch a movie. You know, like I've seen Joker a bunch of times since it came out. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I've seen several times. I don't know how many times I've seen Pulp Fiction.
Right.
But before we get going, I wanted to ask you, did you watch the Screen Actors Guild last night?
No.
I did. Best Ensemble went to the trial of the Chicago 7. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Which is, the Screen Actors Guild, more so than the Golden Globes, are an indicator of how the Oscars are going to go because it's actors voting and the Academy is comprised mostly of actors. So they tend to have the same results.
So they like that movie a lot.
Apparently, Chadwick Boseman won lead actor. One thing that surprised me was Viola Davis won lead actress for that movie, for Ma Rainey or whatever. And it was the first time ever that all four acting winners were not, like none of them were white. It was 3 black people and I forget what the other woman was, but it was Daniel Kaluuya or
okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
However to pronounce it.
We got to learn to pronounce these names. I'm going to write that down for a future show.
know.
We're going to learn how to pronounce these names.
But yeah, I mean, it was only an hour long, you know, because it was done virtually, you know, so it wasn't very entertaining. But I mean, it went pretty much as expected, except for I was surprised that the Trial of Chicago 7 won Best Ensemble.
I still haven't seen it. I didn't wind up watching it this week.
Like I said, it wasn't as good as I expected it to be. It really wasn't, especially considering the cast is pretty top notch.
Right.
I don't know. You want to start in with one of your movies?
All right. I'll. You know what? This is an interesting one. Every so often there are movies that are controversial. They're not really. I don't know. I follow reviews and stuff too a lot of times. And people hold this against me. They say you can't read reviews, you know, but I kind of swear by them. And anyway, there's some movies that just defy being pinned down. So some people don't like them, and they're legitimate for their reasons, and people like them and they're legitimate. Well, here's a movie. Cost millions of dollars when it came out. Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
It followed the success of Coppola's success of both the 2 Godfather movies,
And Brando's success of the first one, you know, winning an Oscar.
Right.
Know?
And then, so he went out to the Philippines. I remember this because it was in the news before the movie even got released, that they were in the Philippines. There were all kinds of problems. One of the problems being that they cast a lead actor. They cast Harvey Keitel in the lead to begin with. And then they wound up, or Coppola, I should say, gave him the boot, said, you know, he just wasn't fitting you know, his vision of what he wanted from the character. So they got Martin Sheen, and then Martin Sheen had a heart attack on the set.
Gee, I didn't know that.
And he was pretty young. I mean, you know, this was the 70s, Martin
I mean, we're
Sheen.
talking 40 plus years ago now. You know,
Yeah.
he's still kicking today. So you know.
So there were a lot of problems with the movie, and then when
They had a problem with Brando showing up, right?
right,
Yeah, you know that was a big problem. He was paying him all this money for such a small part, and he was just being like a prima donna or whatever. It just
so there was a lot of stuff that came with it, and you went to see the movie, and you know, I kind of had the feeling like it was going to be this bloated, you know, movie. I went to see it. I was young though. I mean, the movie came out in what, 78, 79?
78, I think. Yeah.
So I was like in high school, and I just didn't. It had its great moments in it, you know. Like I love the smell of napalm
in the morning. Yeah.
right?
Oh,
But
great cast.
The
Absolutely
whole
great
movie
cast.
didn't do it for me, and I don't think I sat down and watched it again until you lent it to me. I don't know, say, a year or two ago.
Yeah.
I sat and watched it, and I got to say, I enjoyed it a lot more than I remembered. It really was good. And interestingly, as I was talking about movie reviews, I remember Roger Ebert didn't like it the first time around, and he had to double back on that movie and say that he liked it. Came back and gave it 4 stars, and you know,
Yep.
basically, I think he put it in kind of the masterpiece class.
Which I think it's widely considered by a lot of people to be a masterpiece.
Yeah, and it was funny because for the longest time I thought, yeah, I don't know, I saw it, it didn't really do it. But like I say, I watched it recently. It's outstanding. It's an outstanding film.
Let me ask you this: how big was Martin Sheen at the time? Was he like a household name, or was he relatively unknown?
No, and I think for me it was he did one movie, Badlands, with Sissy Spacek. I almost want to say it was a TV movie. Is that right? I don't know. But, so he was like vaguely, like you kind of knew Martin Sheen. Matter of fact, I saw Martin Sheen in a movie. He was playing a punk on the subway in New York in like a black and white movie.
I can't imagine that.
So he's been around for a long time. But he was not a big star. That movie, I think, was the biggest he had done at the time.
So the first movie I saw him in was The American President. And we're talking close to 20 years after that movie. And he's obviously quite a bit older.
Right.
But yeah, and then, you know, obviously he goes on to play the president in The West Wing. And that's kind of really what he's known for, I would say, at this point. Because it was on for 7 years and it won, I don't know how many Emmys over the years. It was a really good show. But yeah, I was just curious because I haven't really seen him in a ton of movies, like period, you know?
Right.
And I've seen a lot of movies.
Well, even Harvey Keitel at the time was not a household name. I mean, I knew him from, get this, Mother Jugs and Speed. That's how I knew.
What about, wasn't the one with him and De Niro before?
It was, but at the time I hadn't seen
You hadn't
it.
seen it. What am I thinking of? I can't think of the name of it. Good movie, really good movie.
I know.
I
know exactly the one
I
you're
know,
talking
you
about,
know. De Niro, he ends up with De Niro's sister.
We'll think of it during the
Yeah,
the
I'm not
questions.
looking it up because it's like, what's his face?
Right.
I can't think of his name either.
Oh, no.
Dennis Farina.
Right.
Yes. That was fun. Well, I got one.
Mean Streets.
Mean Streets. There you go. That
There you
didn't
go.
take nearly as long as Dennis Farina did.
Yeah, I did not see Mean Streets in the day, so I had to. That was one I had to double back in my life and watch.
Yeah, obviously I didn't. I wasn't alive at the time when it came out, but I didn't see it until like early 2000s when I worked at the video store.
Right.
But one I have on here, you were surprised at the first time, was Gone Girl.
Yeah.
The first time I saw it, I didn't really care for it.
You didn't like the movie, or you didn't like the end?
I hated the end. But I think a lot of it was I didn't like Rosamund Pike. I didn't like her. I don't think she's
Oh,
good.
she's a great villain. She's just a great.
Yeah,
oh.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't like her for whatever reason. I thought
She just did a movie recently that was on Netflix called I Care a Lot. The character, in a way, it's similar. It's her jumping into that same thing, and I'm like, she is so good. as that type of a character.
No, she was good. I don't know what it was. Just something about her I just didn't like.
Did she get nominated for an Academy Award for that? Yeah, she should
did.
have. She
She
should
did.
have. It was great.
And then I watched it again, and I actually watched it recently. I watched it within the last couple of months, and it actually is a really, really good movie. You know, Fincher. I mean, we talked about it. I don't think we've seen a bad David Fincher movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if you like. He did one of the Aliens, like Alien 3.
Yeah, but I remember liking it.
You liked it?
I like the feel of that movie.
Because I mean, you got like Gone Girl, you got Seven, you got The Social Network. What he's
Mank.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mank. Yeah, he's got nominated for an Oscar this year.
He did the one. Oh shoot! Why does it slip my mind? The one about the killer. The
Zodiac.
Zodiac.
That was really good too. That was voted the #1 movie of the 2000s. I forget where I saw it. It was on like MSN or something like that. I didn't even think he was nominated for one Oscar. And it was was voted the #1 movie of the 2000s.
Wow.
I couldn't believe that. But yeah, I don't know. After I saw Gone, I think a lot of it too is I was turned off by Neil Patrick Harris and Tyler Perry both being in a serious movie.
Yeah.
Because I don't really associate either one of them with being in anything serious. But no, I did end up liking it quite a bit. Like I said, I've probably seen it like 5 or 6 times since then.
I was a little thrown by the end. The end of that movie.
I know.
I had to go back and watch it again.
I didn't like how it ended at all. I really didn't. But I don't know. I'm like that with some movies. It's like I wanted him to get revenge on her. I really did because she deserved it. You know, even though he was cheating on her, she still deserved for what he put him through.
Yeah.
You know, she deserved it. But and by the way, so I wrote down the IMDb ratings. Gone Girl got 8.1.
Yeah.
Just so, and I would say that's in line with, absolutely in line.
I really liked the movie a lot.
All right, what do you
And it's a movie I've had to watch over again because of that end.
Yeah.
The end of that movie, I had to watch it all over again. Another one, my next movie that I changed my mind on was 28 Days Later, a zombie movie. And I am not a zombie person. I don't watch the, what's it called? The Walking Dead. I really don't like, I haven't even seen that old movie, the first one, Night of the Living Dead. I still have to watch that
years ago.
But 28 Days Later, I just thought at the time it was too overwhelming, and I was like, oh, zombies! So I wasn't into it. We got talking about it, and I think between what you recommended it, and Danny Boyle, I started to like Danny Boyle after the
Slumdog Millionaire.
Slumdog Millionaire. So I had to go back and watch it again, and I liked it a lot. So there's one right there. And I think it had to do with, a lot of that had to do with my aversion of zombies. And also Danny Boyle has in case you don't know, he has a very different style. He had a lot of like quick edits, the action moves really fast.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think at the time I found it a little hard. He had done Trainspotting
yep.
before that, which I loved. But I don't know. So I had to give that one a second go, and now I definitely recommend it. I definitely think it's a great movie.
I liked it a lot. I really did. I saw it like I think I told you last week, before it was actually released on DVD. We get the demo of it. And after like 5 minutes, I was just like, I'm zoned into this movie now. Just the way, the whole opening scene and stuff. It's like, this is going to be a good movie. Another one that you actually recommended to me, Nocturnal Animals.
Right.
That's another one where the end I wasn't really feeling it. But that was kind of, I think we both talked about how it's kind of confusing because Jake Gyllenhaal plays 2 different characters.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know, it just seemed confusing. Like you almost think it's the same character in a way, but it's not. But no, I watched it again the second time, and I liked it. I did. I mean, I like dark movies in general.
Right.
Like I just watched one he's in the other night, Nightcrawler.
Did you for the first time?
No, I really like that movie. He's so creepy and spooky in that movie.
He was. I love that movie.
Yeah,
I
it's
loved
great.
it when I saw it.
It's great. Alex actually recommended it to me. But yeah, Nocturnal Animals was just, it was different, but in a good way. It was really good. Michael Shannon was actually nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
I like him.
Yeah, he's good. He's one of those ones that's kind of like a David Strathairn type of thing, where he doesn't really necessarily get the credit he deserves.
Right.
He was absolutely awful in Man of Steel, though, as the bad guy. But that's because everything about that movie was awful.
I'm glad you felt that way about it too. I wasn't the only one that didn't like that.
And you said Jake hated it too, right?
I will never forget it. He turned to me in the movie and he goes, "Is this going to be over soon?" And I thought, if I don't like it and he's not enjoying it, who the hell likes this?
Exactly. It's like it's tailored to a kid like Jake, all the, the big action scenes and...
Right. But there's a movie right there where people are really strongly divided on it. There are a lot of people that really like that movie and people that really don't like it. It's got Kevin Costner in it.
Russell Crowe, Michael Shannon, Amy Adams, Henry Cavill. It's got a good cast.
Yeah, I almost would be tempted to go back and watch it again, but I just remember being in the theater and it was just too much.
I did watch it again and I regret it. I didn't finish it.
Wow.
I was like, this is awful. What's her face? Diane Lane is his mom, So, the cast is there. And I believe Zack Snyder directed it, so you got a pretty good director. But it just, I don't know. I think the plot, the storyline, everything was just, I think Lawrence Fishburne's in it too.
I wouldn't go back to it.
No.
Well, here's an interesting one. To follow up what you were talking about, as far as dark movies, and I just watched Lost Highway, a David Lynch movie. And I remember seeing it the first time and I thought, oh, that's just...
Who's in that?
It's Bill Pullman, Patricia Arquette.
No, I haven't seen it.
And I guess the third person is Balthazar Getty.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time I thought, oh, this is just too weird. I don't know, I thought it was going to come together better. And then I watched it again and I was like, I see. There's a lot more to this than I realized. It's one of these movies that has to do with almost like Nocturnal Animals in a way. Though Nocturnal Animals, it's explainable because he wrote the story. So it's a story within a story.
Right.
This one has to do with timelines that are like messed up, where again, it's a character that's in this twice and plays two characters. You're not sure what's imagination and what's was reality.
Yeah.
And then you're not sure what came first in the movie with some of this stuff. So I liked that movie better watching it again, because I guess maybe I was younger. I just didn't have the appreciation for it when it came out, 1997. And I don't know. At the time I was really big into David Lynch, but he's gotten he got a little weird, a little too far out. Like, did you ever watch Twin Peaks?
I have it on Netflix. I haven't seen it though. No.
I didn't see it when it came out because for whatever reason, I think I was going to college or something, and I was really busy or whatever, or didn't have television. Anyway, I didn't see it when it came out, but I was really intrigued by it, and I kind of had seen little snippets of it.
Yeah.
I finally bought the set real cheap on DVD. I watched it, and I was like, oh my God, this is crap. It didn't come together. It didn't come together the way I hoped it would.
Did they do a movie and a TV show?
They did. They
did the movie first, and then they did a TV show after, right?
They did the opposite. They
did the TV show first?
Then they made this movie called Firewalk with Me.
Right, okay.
Then, like 20 years later, they rejuvenated the series again and redid it.
Oh, really?
Which, after watching the first set, I was like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
And I was very surprised because I thought I was really going to like it, but it was weird just for the sake of being weird. Not weird because it was part of the plot or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's got like midgets and stuff, and forget about it.
Do you put him kind of in the category with like Aronofsky? Like, you think they're kind of similar with their just strange, odd way that they do things?
I don't know. I like Darren Aronofsky. I think I like Darren Aronofsky better now.
Oh, I like him better than Lynch too. But he doesn't do anything normal though. I don't think he's ever done any. Anyone that hasn't seen Requiem for a Dream, oh my God,
right.
That's one of the most disheartening movies I've ever seen in my life.
And Pi and Black Swan.
Yeah, Black Swan, yep. But I mean, like, I've said it before, no one in Requiem Dream, like, there's no happy ending in that movie for any of those 4 characters at all.
Right. It's a hard movie to watch.
Oh, it is. And I watched it several times. I don't know why. But, I mean, it is. It's very hard to watch. The performance, Ellen Burstyn was actually nominated for Best Actress for that. The performances were all spot on, but, I mean, it's just...
I haven't seen, I think the last one he did was called Mother.
Yeah, didn't it tank?
With Amy Adams and
Was it
Javier Bardem.
Was it Amy Adams or Jennifer? I think it's Jennifer Lawrence, isn't it?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right,
and
it is.
Those 2 powerhouse actors and Aronofsky, how did it bomb?
I don't know. You should see
I
what
will
it got
check,
on IMDb.
because I don't think it got as bad. I feel like I looked it up one time.
I've been trying to pick up a used copy of that movie because despite the fact that it bombed, you're right, it actually bombed at the box office. It did not do well.
Yeah.
But I tend to think that it got reviewed okay. That people found it an interesting film,
6.6.
which is above the Mendoza line for
Yeah,
us.
it's not bad. Yeah, it's Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem and Ed Harris. So good cast.
Michelle Pfeiffer, I think, is in it.
Yep.
Is it Michelle Pfeiffer?
Michelle Pfeiffer. Yep. God, I can't read. Domhnall Gleeson. I know that name sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
He was in Star Wars.
Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
The new set of Star Wars movies.
Yep.
He also did this movie called Frank. Did you see Frank?
No.
He was the star of that movie. It's with shoot, we were talking about him. We really like this actor too. I can't think what his name is. Anyway, it's about this kid gets involved with this band, and Maggie Gyllenhaal is in this band, and the lead singer, his name is Frank, and he wears a big paper mache head.
Oh God.
And it's oh shoot, I wish I could think of what his name is. He's the guy from can't think what that, now I can't think of the name of the movie. The one we were talking about last week where he's addicted to sex.
Oh, Michael Fassbender?
Michael Fassbender. He's the guy with the big paper mache
Oh my
head.
God. I actually just pulled Shame out today when I was looking for Sam Pryor Ryan. I might watch that this week. We have time for one more. Do you have one more? Or do you want me to
No,
go?
those are my 3. You got a big
Okay.
list.
I don't know. I guess The Warriors.
The Warriors.
I watched it I think a lot of this had to do with the fact that I was just really young the first time I saw it, and I don't know, maybe I just didn't follow the story or didn't really get it or didn't have the attention span or whatever. So I watched it recently for the first time since I was probably 8 or 9. Not a movie an 8 or 9-year-old kid should probably be watching, by the way. But I liked it.
Yeah.
I really liked it, you know? I mean, it's a cheesy 80s movie. Like, I think it was made in 1980.
Right. I don't think it was not made with a big budget at the time. So
No.
there's no big stars in it.
Nope.
And anybody that is a star in it became a star because of that movie.
After. Yeah, the guy, Ajax, ended up being like the sergeant in like the Fast and Furious movies.
Michael Biehn, is it Michael Biehn? Is he in the movie?
Michael Beck, I think.
Oh, Michael Beck, you're right.
Yeah. But no, it's a really good movie. It's about a gang that's accused of murdering like the leader of all the gangs in New York. And so they're on the run, essentially, from all gangs because it's pretty much a hit put out on all of them and stuff.
It was a movie that could have died a quick death, except everybody liked it. And the word of mouth, this was a movie like word of mouth just spread on this thing, and then everybody saw it.
Yeah.
Everybody went to see the movie because it was good. It stuck out and above.
Yeah, it's like a cult classic. Like
I'm trying to think of another one from around the same time, and I want to say, I can't. It was Anthony Hopkins, and he had like this mannequin. Not a mannequin.
A dummy?
Yeah, what do they call it?
I don't know.
Oh man,
Man, we're not doing good with words today.
not doing good. But that was another one. There were these movies that just word of mouth spread, and people went to see it.
Well, Warriors got a 7.6, which is pretty
good.
high. Especially for a movie that, like you said, I mean, you can tell just by watching it, this is not a big budget movie.
I went back and saw it within the past couple of years too.
Did you?
And thought the same thing. I was like, wow, this really was a pretty decent movie.
Yeah, it's a lot better than I remember it being when I was a kid. Like I said, a lot of it I think was probably just because I was just too young to really fully understand what was happening and stuff, and I was probably playing with toys or something at the time and just didn't follow it. But yeah, so next week we're gonna do baseball movies.
Yeah, because the baseball season just opened and opened a little bit earlier for most of the other teams. But
Yeah, I was actually watching baseball. The Twins were pounding the Tigers like 13-1.
Wow.
When I left, Nelson Cruz hit 2 home runs. He's gonna be 41 in July.
Wow.
And the guy's still cranking out home runs like crazy. If he hit one more, I actually stayed a little late because he was up one last time. If he had hit one more, he would have been the second oldest person ever to hit 3 home runs. Stan Musial was 41.
Wow.
So, but anyway, that's about it. Time's up.
We're going to talk about baseball movies next week, and I have a huge list of baseball movies.
Yes, he does.
So I don't know. Maybe I should limit it to 10.
That might be a 2-parter.
Could be.
Could be. But anyway, this has been our episode of The Best Pictures. I'm one of your hosts, Joey Powers.
I'm Don Tretler, and these are the ones you don't want to miss.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room. Here's Johnny.
Go ahead. Make my day.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.